What's up, fellas? Welcome to another tutorial. Today we're talking about Twixter, and I know there's a lot of tutorials out there on this already, but the reason I'm going to cover it again is because later tutorials that I'm going to be doing are actually going to be showing you how to mask layers that have Twixter on them, because you have to pre-compose them before you can mask them, and it gets kind of complicated, but I'll cover that in a later video. So let's get started. First thing you need to do is select your layer, which I have right here. You're going to go to Layer, Time, Enable Time Remapping, and then go back to Layer, Frame Blending, and you want Pixel Motion on. Then you're going to go under your Effects tab and add Twixter Pro. And the first thing you need to do when you pull up Twixter Pro is make sure you change your frame rate to 59.94, which is usually what everybody records with HD PVR in. You want your frame interpolation, motion weighted blend. You want to change your warping to inverse with Smart Blend. And you want to change your main BG layer settings. Pull that menu bar down, change it to 60. And then your FG1 settings, you're going to also change that to 60. And the FG1 matte channel, you want to change that to alpha. Whenever you use Twixter, you need to make sure that you're adding it to a section of the video where there's hardly any motion, because if you don't, there's going to be warping around the edges where the frames are trying to blend into each other. That's the reason it needs to be at 59.94, because there's actually more frames for it to, you're slowing this down. There's more frames for it to interpolate and add and blend together. So a good spot that most people usually do is right after a sniper shot, which I have marked here. What I'm going to do is I want to page it down until he starts to pull back the bolt action. And then we're going to go down to Effects, Twixter Pro, and Output Control. And you want to click the stopwatch for speed. Clicking the stopwatch every time you do that, whenever you change a value, it'll automatically add a keyframe. So we got 100% right there. We're going to go page down for about 5 frames. And then we're going to add another keyframe and change this to 3. You don't want your Twixter to go more than 1 to 1.5 seconds. So I'm going to adjust this menu bar until I can see 1 second increments here. There's 2 seconds, and then now there's 1. So then I'm just going to scroll over for about 1 second, add another keyframe, then page down for 5 frames, and change that back to 100. And again, like I said in previous videos, there's that pattern of keyframes where effect fades in, stays on for a second, and then goes out and goes back to normal. Okay, we're getting ready to RAM preview this, and what I did is, here's the first Twixter right here, here's the second one, and then the second one I actually Twixtered it when he was switching weapons, because there's a lot of motion there. You can see the warping I'm talking about, and this is the kind of thing that you don't want. Then I just added 2 more instances right here, and all of these are about 1 second long. So let's give it a watch. Alright, so you might have noticed that the audio is it's not syncing up. And the reason because is the Twixter doesn't actually slow the audio down. So what I do is I just turn the audio off, and when I render my video out, I don't even render the audio. Then I'll import it into Sony Vegas and resync it up like I showed you before in a previous video. So that pretty much covers all. This is a short, fast video. I might have went too fast showing you guys the settings, but I'll include them down below in the description. That's pretty much it, guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.